Now that we got that black oak and the mess that was blocking this road cleaned up, we can get across the creek and go deal with some situations over here. Like the situation that is up the hill from here. We need the tractor up there, but I have to announce we had a little casualty on the channel. It's with the tractor. I have a few viewers who enjoy watching when I start the tractor, the can flies off the top of the exhaust pipe and I catch it. I've had a few people ask me why that can's up there. Is that just a game I play so I can catch it? No, it's up there to keep the rain from raining down into the pipe and getting water down into the engine. Lately I've been noticing when I start it, it doesn't fly off like it used to. It just sort of dribbles off, if a can could dribble. I didn't pay much attention to the can because it's a can. Then I thought maybe it's just my imagination thinking it doesn't fly off like it used to, because my imagination does things sometimes. Then I was thinking, what's wrong, tractor? You're getting so old you can't even blow a can off your smokestack anymore? But then I took a closer look at the can. I was going to do a just because I can joke, but that'd be too much. Noticed it was developing a hole. It was a smaller hole, but I grabbed it just right and my thumb went right through it. It's not that the tractor is so old it can't blow a can off its stack anymore. The tractor's so powerful it blew a hole right through the can. Or more likely it just rusted through. Well, that should give you an idea how long this can's been up there. The good news is I got a shiny new one to replace it. Not getting a whole lot done here, standing around the tractor talking about cans. Let's start it up and go up the hill. It'd probably be silly for me just to put this on here so I could start it so it could fly off and I could catch it. Ah, what the heck, you only live once. Up here we have a ponderosa pine. The top broke out of it in the big snowstorm. It has a big branch up there that's still alive. The tree is still alive for now. There's no rush on this one. The top is the problem. The broken off top, that is. It's big enough to have some saw logs in it. I'm not so concerned about the saw logs. I'm concerned about what else is in it. The bark beetles are boring into it. It is full of them. If the bark beetles can attack this down material early in the year, they'll breed, they'll make a whole bunch of new bark beetles in here, then they go kill live trees. To prevent that from happening, we're going to get this pine out of here and get medieval on those bugs. We're parked on a side hill. We'll be pulling on a side hill. That's the kind of thing that can tip a piece of equipment over. So I have it wedged up against a tree to keep it from doing that. Up against it enough to hold it, but not enough to damage the tire or the tree. Now that they are at the tractor, I could just lock the winch line, drive forward, and skid them down the hill. But as I do, they're going to push into this tree. Even if they don't get hung up on the tree, they're going to scar the tree up. In the late spring, when the sap's flowing and the trees are growing, the bark is really tender. It's easy to knock the bark off. I see a lot of videos of landowners who have to deal with that. On their land, they have all these scarred and rotten bases of trees because loggers did it that way. They just didn't care. They just pushed the logs up against the tree, knocked the bark off. Today, we're going to take a little bit of extra time and not do it that way. Not ruin a good tree. And if I was just to continue skidding the logs forward from here, I'd be pulling against the side hill. As soon as I clear that tree, I no longer have the support of the tree. I'm not in the mood today to roll a tractor, especially one that just got a shiny new exhaust can. There's no danger now in moving the tractor since I'm not pulling. It's not steep enough to roll the tractor without pulling sideways on something. Okay, there's always a danger of rolling a tractor when you're on a side hill, but in this case, it's only at it's at an acceptable risk. Now the tractor will be pulling directly downhill. There's no, well, there's a little bit of a side hill pull to it, but not much. And now it will just be the ends of these logs that lightly brush up against the tree instead of hardly brush against it. No, hardly's not the right word. Hardly means something else. Instead of brushing up against it hard. Now it probably won't damage the tree. That's what I'm trying to say. If you doubt that, you can put something up against it to protect it. If we scrape off some of the bark, see who's underneath. They're small, but they're deadly, boring all these tunnels under the bark. We'll deal with these later. We got another situation up here to deal with.